gentlemen, would you welcome to the stage, direct from Paris, France, and the Rooty Hill RSL, the Ayatollahs of rock and roller, the Night Rider, the Toe Cutter, he knows who I am, a fuel-injected suicide machine. Ladies and gentlemen, persons unknown.
Century agit rock t-shirts open through. If you're not sure what to wear out tonight, a balaclava will fit you right. Feel the picture smell into your hands as I burnt all across the land. But my job is everyone. This is not for everyone. And our job is what we want. Agit rock, agit rock. How's it sounding there? Alright? Vocals good? Yeah? This is a song about surveillance capitalism. It's called Burn It Down. good. As she holds her friend's hand, then he just likes to listen. And he likes to watch. He writes it all down in his little book. Put it down. Burn. Put it down. Burn. Put it down. Burn it down.
Okay, hold on for a second.
So, you didn't miss a beat. That was amazing. It's like, whoa. Well, the whole place is collapsing around us and Derek just keeps going. We don't care.
Why not? The world keeps turning around. Jeez, that's the first time for everything.
Roadies. Nice one. Good play. No, it's you. It's always you. Maybe it is me. It is me.
Alright, we're done. We're done. Let's go.
Not much I can do about that. Alright.
This one's off the new album called... Chris, what's it called?
Yeah, it's called Family of the Future, the new EP. Yeah, we've got some CDs and stuff, and you can get it on all the streaming stuff, you know. But anyway, yeah, this one's called The Unknown, and it's just about like unexpected things happening like that. Like that. Drive-through, head down to the mall, living with the fear of the unknown. Kids we decided early on as a group was, that's not me. Yeah, you got it.
What are we going to take out there or what?
Just gonna try and get rid of that. That's how it is. That's better. So I was saying, there were a few things that we decided early on when we started playing together. And we started off just playing some covers and stuff, and Derek was like, no covers, write some songs. I'm like, oh, okay, Derek. Because look at him, like, you wouldn't argue with him, right? So yeah, we decided to stop doing covers at that point, which was cool. And there were a few other things like, no hats, only ski masks were allowed. Band shirts, like all the bands that we go and see, they always wear band shirts. We were like, no, unless it's Persons Unknown shirt, that's all right.
That's it.
And where was I going with this?
I don't know, but me and Chris, we couldn't play the originals anyway. Oh, the covers, that is.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd make our own.
We tried a Devo cover once. I'm thinking, yeah, that's going to be pretty easy. But we had no chance. It was horrible. So yeah, that last song, On a Bus, that was about a dream that I had about being like 12 years old and being on a bus to, well, you know the lyrics, right? Yeah, music went down and all that. But that was actually like a dream, which was weird. I don't make it into a song. But yeah, the songs all come from different places. This one is called Perfect Match. And it's inspired by, I guess, partly the TV show, which you people that have grown up in Australia, you know, Perfect Match TV show. In the UK, it's called Blind Date, basically the same thing. It's sort of about how that whole dating thing can go wrong sometimes. So.
Okay, this is for all you waxheads out there. Charlie's a waxhead. I'm a waxhead. Chris is a waxhead. Glenn's a waxhead.
So, because this is a little more intimate than what we normally do, and that was where I was going with that. Yeah, one of the things at the beginning when we decided not to do any covers and not to wear band shirts and all that stuff, I was like, I hate it when bands, like, between every song they talk for ages. Like, just get on with it, like, just play, you know? Like, you go see a show, you just want to see the band play. But I thought today I'm just going to torture you by talking a little bit in between the songs. So I apologise for breaking one of our rules. But what I wanted to say about this song, Waxhead, is I wrote this one thinking about how important it is just to do the things that you love doing and not worry about like whether it's going to get you anywhere in life, like if it's going to get you some sort of advantage, if it's going to get you money or fame or any of that stuff. Like if it's something that you love, just do it. And that's what this is, and this song is about. Probably quite a few of you here your experience of just being kids and just going, just gonna go surfing, and I don't really care about anything else, you know? That's where that came from. This one is another one off Family of the Future. Oh, by the way, if you look up where the name of that EP came from, I went to Mona earlier in the year in Tasmania, and I saw this artwork called Family of the Future, and if you look it up, then yeah, it's under it. Yeah. Look it up sometime. This one's called Insect, and it's about, I guess, a lot of different situations where you feel like you're kind of not respected, or you're not given the worth that you feel that you should have as a human being. Let's go!
I'm not a mutant. We're human beings!
This song is about fascism and about how generally like no one sees it coming, and I think the best way to understand the present is by knowing the past. So I'm a student of history myself, and I encourage everybody else to learn about what's gone before as a really good way of understanding what's going on now and where we're headed. So this song's called Terrify Me, and it's about how fear is basically impregnated into a population as a way of then controlling them. I love all the funny ads, breakfast shows, fake tans, royal babies and holidays. Should go away. Get the funds are ready now. Population control. Information overload. Information overload. Everything is upload. Everything is upload. Now terrorize me. Terrify me. The broadcast. Show the blood, show the blood. Train us as the law. Everything is on road. Everything is on road. Now terrorize me. Terrify me. Everything is on road. Everything is on road. Now terrorize me. Terrify me. So this one is called Tanya, and it's about the kidnapping of Patty Hearst and how she became Tanya. And I just find it really fascinating. Like, was she actually indoctrinated? Was she pretending to be? What happened there? Like, that whole story is really interesting, and kind of feeds into my obsession with early 1970s extreme left-wing political movements, of which there were many, and they did a lot of crazy stuff. So yeah, that's what this song is about. Tanya / Patty Hearst. To the
one's called Fall to Me. That's what I did, Nicky, I fall to you.
Sweet. It's pretty sweet for a mask.
Oh, I got myself.
Yeah. Where's Mickey? I'm married to the mask maniac.
Oh, no.
Fall to Me, this one is it's about family history, really, and I always like some of the most interesting conversations that I have with my friends are always about their families and like where they came from and how, like, just what happened in the lives of their parents and their grandparents and everything else that's meant that they've ended up wherever they are now. And so this is a bit of a reflection on my own family history, and I feel like, you know, you're kind of like, in a way, you're defined by your family's past, but it doesn't have to be a prison that you can't escape from. So you can take what you've been given from your family, and then you can move forward and become your own person and live life your way. Yeah, so that's what this one's about.
This one's an easy introduction. It's about politicians, and we all know how corrupt they are. And they all say they're going to do this and they don't do shit. So fuck them. This one's called Corrupt Politicians.
But we've got a bomb. And that if she doesn't do something to help the kids by this afternoon, we're going to blow up England!
Keep it going.
Thank God for security.
Okay, let's tongue in cheek out. So yeah, we've got a couple more for you.
Then we're going to give away one of their CDs.
This one is called Surf Cult, and you can just think this. Oh yeah, it's about revenge. So
Revenge. Who wants some revenge around here? Yeah, who wants some revenge? Get a chainsaw, get a baseball bat, get a feather duster, whatever you got. Go out there and get some revenge.
think of someone that's wronged you, and then there's like a
And then
checklist
feather
of
duster.
nasty things you can do.
And then
to
get
them.
a change.
I should have put feather duster. What a good time.
We've got a special guest here today. Sandy, step right up here please. There she comes, let's hear it for Sandy. Sandy Pants. Yeah. Sandy's on our album. She just did the best job on vocals.
So when we recorded Space Invaders, Sandy was kind enough to jump in and do the second verse for us in the recording, which most of you probably heard at some point. So yeah, we are honoured and privileged to have her join us for this rendition this afternoon. It's going to be our last song this afternoon. Going to say, well, a couple of thank yous. Go for it. Thank yous.
Who am I thanking? Okay,
Thank you
everyone,
for being amazing.
before a start, everyone for showing up. Beatniks for having us, because this is fucking amazing. And along the way, we've got to thank our three wives, Helen, Nikki and Jasmine. They put up a lot of shit, especially Helen. We've jammed at a house every week for 8 years or something, so, and Nikki's copped a little bit of it the last few weeks, so thanks girls for putting up that child of bullshit. Benny for doing all the recording of all three of our EPs. So if anyone needs something recorded, go see Benny, he's fucking awesome, he's a good dude. He makes you do things 2 or 3 times when you think you got it right, and it's always the second or third one that's the best, so he just knows. And also, happy birthday, Benny, dear. And Chris and Helen are about to embark on a trip around Australia. So this is our last gig for probably 8 months or something. They go for 6 months, so good luck guys, good luck and rights. Safe travels. And if I've missed anyone, Chris, please take over.
Yeah, we're gonna. So yeah, last song, Space Invaders. Sorry, Sandy, we made you stand here for ages. But yeah, thanks again everybody for coming. This is amazing, and we love to. These are I think our favourite kind of shows: skate parks, parties, record stores. We can add to that list now because this is.
And you're all around our age, so you love the intro to this song. Let the sample run first.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, by popular demand, we'll play a song that we've already played. This one's called Insects, for all you bugs out there that get trampled by all the big wigs of the business world. We get downtrodden. We're not no bugs. We're human beings.
Actually, a little bit more backstory on this one. Weirdly, a lot of my lyrics are inspired by dystopian TV shows, which I strangely watch a lot of. This one's I don't know if anyone's seen it. South Park, they did an episode where Amazon built one of their warehouse thingies in South Park, and I wrote this song after watching that. Insects.
Everyone join into the chorus. It's just called, it's Insect.
It's hard to remember. Yep. You'll pick it up by the third chorus.
I've got a video out for this one too, yeah. YouTube.
Are we good? For real, it's fun. Thanks everybody, we really appreciate your time.
We love
Amazing.
you.
Yeah.